Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, October the 3rd. We're here to look at the rest of the cozy mysteries that were published this week. There were 53 of them. So we're going to be doing drive-bys today because we have so many to get through. We only got through 16 on Monday. Hi, Cajun. Morning. Took today off. Oh, how nice. As I still don't feel great. Oh, that's not so great. Hopefully a day of reading and napping will help. Absolutely. And fluids of your choice. Maybe splurge on some lunch being brought in. Hope you feel better. That's no fun. Whoops, wrong banner. There we go. Let's jump in. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 5 hours. All right, you ready? Gird your loins. Drive-bys. Play Dead by Patty Larson, 14th in the White Witch Island Paranormal, Cozies. Buried Past by Ed Linsky. This is part of the Appalachian Farmers Market series. Doesn't say if this is a first. Oh, it is. This is a first in a new series. Sour Grapes by Karen McInerney. 10th in the Dewberry Farm Mysteries. Sour Grapes. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing Academy Award movie announcements. Mona Marple has a new one. This is Mince Pies to Die For, 9th in the Christmas Cozy Mystery Series. End of that row. I like this next author. Christmas Gas Lamp Gothic by Jack Murray, 6th in the Agatha Aston. This is a historical mystery, as you can probably tell by the cover, but the interesting thing is he has different series technically, but they're all related with different characters, sometimes the same characters continuing in a different state, if that makes any sense. The Case of the Hexed Heart by K.E. O'Connor, 2nd in the Feline Files. There's an orange cover if you're looking, orange font if you're looking for one. Camelia's Clues and Cold Cases by Lisa Peavy, 3rd in the Honeysuckle Bend Cozy Mystery Series. And if you maybe don't mind reading it out of order. The Avon Mirror by Claire Robbins, 2nd in the Cursebreaker Witches. I kind of like that cover. I don't know why. End of that row. Cajun says, thanks, may order in some Panera soup. Oh, I've not had their soup. That sounds like a good idea. And she loves the Matilda Swift series. Good deal. Good morning, Esther Jane. How you doing? She says, morning to me and Cajun. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing? She says, I'm doing great. Just made my caramel coffee. Ooh, you and your caramel coffee. It sounds so delicious. Cajun says hi to Esther Jane and Elena. And Elena says hello to Cajun. Yes, good time for some morning coffee. Trixie Silvertail. That's gotta be a pseudonym. Has a new one, 3rd in the Christmas Catastrophe Mysteries, called Linger Cookie Murder. Alexander McCall Smith has a new one. This is in his #1 Ladies Detective Agency, his first series, number 26 in that series. This is called In the Time of 5 Pumpkins. Dog Days and Killer Nights by Paige Tyler, third in the Pupcakes and Peril series. And that dog looks startled. Like, what? Pineapple Bones by Amy Van Sant, 25th in the Pineapple Port Mysteries. That's a good boy balancing the bone on his head. End of that row. Whoop. Esther Jane says morning to Elena. And Cajun says, oh, that Linzer Cookie one is a paranormal series. Meh. Yeah, cookies and paranormals. Scones and Secrets by Nova Walsh, 5th in the Moonstone Bakery Mystery Series. If you're looking for something autumn. This is about as plain a cover as you can get. Go for Gold by Jasmine Webb, 8th in the Mackenzie Owens Mysteries. It's a Halloween one. You can't tell, but it's a Halloween one. Dying for Magic by Sarah Nofke, 1st in the Ella Bloom Mysteries. Yeah, if you've been watching for a while, you notice so many of these are paranormal. Ooh, Irina Shapiro has a new one in a series I very much love. Murder of a Vampire. Irina Shapiro, 17th in the Redmond and Hayes Mysteries. Love that series too. End of that row. All's Fair in Love and Murder by Cindy Sample, 2nd in the Spindrift Cove Mysteries. And it's set at a Renaissance fair, it looks like. Murder at the Movies by Janice Dietrich, 5th in the Gaston the Poodle Mysteries. The series is about Gaston the Poodle, apparently, but just up in the title, there's no poodle on this cover. You have a chance to have a poodle on your cover, and you didn't. The Wagers of Sin by Emily Hanlon, 3rd in the Martha and Maria Mysteries. Looks like a senior sleuth if you're looking for one of those. The Hanging Committee by Nigel Hansen, 3rd in the Wissington Mysteries. Nigel. End of that row. Estrogen says, yeah, for the #1 ladies detective agency. Yes. I remember when that one first came out. It was huge. That says, good morning, everyone. Hello. I have time to catch you live today. Thank you. Huzzah. Appreciate it. Cajun says, morning to Beth. We're doing drive-bys because there are 53 Cozy Mysteries published this week. However, if you do want to look at them more deeply, there's the link to my page. That page is public. Murder in Cassis by Susan Kiernan Lewis, 27th in the Maggie Newberry Mystery Series. And I didn't click on it. We'll give it its moment. Step into the spotlight and shine. The Reckless Reporter by Kelly Mason, 6th in the Lady Ellen Investigates series. Not read that one. Murder and Ghosts, 5th in the Taco Truck Mysteries by Dennis Schock. Probably appropriate for spooky season. Murder the Old-Fashioned Way by Lisa Stanson. Part of the Cozy Cretan Mysteries, although it only lists one, so this must be the first. End of that row. Yeah, I tell you, these are never ending. There's 53 of them today, or this week. Of Wool and Wandering by Stephanie Rowan, second in the Creative Endeavors Murder Mystery Series. Oh, she has an art supply store, it looks like. As I scan down the paragraph. Ghosts, Ghouls, and Growls by Addison Moore and Bellamy Bloom, 30th in the Country Cottage Mysteries. I feel a sneeze coming on. I apologize in advance. Excuse me. It's in the 40s out there this morning. We're supposed to get into the 70s, but I have on my first of my fleeces. Death in the Haunted Wood by Kim Griswell, second in the Pacific Northwest Cozy Mysteries. Diana Zarissa has a new one. The Quinn File, 17th in the Aunt Bessie Cold Case Mysteries. I need to read those. I love cold cases. That's one of my things. I like to do the cold cases. The Dream Dimensions by Megan Mary, third in The Witches of Maple Hollow. A Fatal Footnote by Kathleen Guire, second in the Maplewood Mysteries. Deadly Secrets at Ballyford Castle, second in the Ariadne Winter Mystery Series by Ellen Butler. Margarita Malevolence by Tanya Westlake, fourth in the Calliope Brooks Mysteries. Well, that's a cute puppy. End of that row. And that sandcastle wasn't going to last very long. Fatal Fortune by J.A. Whiting, 17th in the Claire Collins Mysteries series. Again, if you're looking for something autumn-ish, fall-ish, that looks very... It would help if I clicked on the cover. We'll give it its moment. Hoard, Hide, Haunt by Carolyn L. Dean, 20th in the Ravenwood Cove Cozy Mysteries. Last one here. If you want to put in comments if there's any you'd like to see more of there, if you want me to read the description, put it there in the comments. Bodies in the Bayou by Summer Prescott, first in the Sweet Home Louisiana Cozy Mysteries. Book number 1. I just wanted to make sure we got through everything, so I'm going to scan up here. We did these on Monday. And Beth says, 53, busy publishing week. Indeed, that's just the Cozy Mysteries. Last week of, technically, of September. I think they just kind of go, bah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Beth says, Texas, we're in the 70s this morning, getting into the 90s still for the next week. Ugh, ready for fall. All 3 days of it we get here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this weekend. Ooh, I'm so excited. It's supposed to be cold and rainy. I'm so excited. Katie says, is Mary off on her vacation? Haven't seen her for a few days. She is. She's still in Scotland with her family. One of her relatives, I'm friends with Mary on Facebook, and is tagging her in the photos that they're taking from Scotland. Lots of castles. Beautiful. Elena says, see you tomorrow. Alrighty, you have a good Friday, honey. And have a great weekend. You too, baby. Can we have a moratorium on 3-word titles, please? Absolutely. So tired of it. Good job getting them all shown. Well, I don't want to leave anybody out. You know, it's like children not being picked to play a game or something. I just like to make sure we get to everybody because there are books for everybody. I want to check out further this, I don't know why, Edlinsky one, the Appalachian Farmers Market. I won't have time to read it, so I probably won't. Jack Murray, I like that author. I'm just I will be getting to Rita Shapiro. I'm just a few books behind. What was this one again? Oh yeah, this was that art supply store. Of Wool and Wandering, Creative Endeavors. What's the first one? Cats and Canvases. Never mind. Oh yeah, Diana Zarissa. I gotta get to those. I don't know why. I do like this cover. I mean, she just looks normal. Here's my stack of books. Here's my dog. I threw on clothes. Let's go solve crime. Yeah, so at least we got to everybody. Again, I posted the link there if you want to go check those out. Cajun says, hope everyone has a good day. See you on Sprints tomorrow. Cajun, you feel better, okay? Get your soup. Read about 5 books. I know you can do it. And Beth says, I like the art supply idea. I have a friend who owns an art supply store here in town. She just opened it a couple of years ago. She's doing very well. She has a face, at least. Another pet peeve. Yeah, those faceless ones. Yes. Beth laughs. But some of those cartoon. Now that one, you know, not quite cartoon, but you know, not real life. I don't mind those super cartoony ones. That's another pet peeve. Kate just says thanks. You betcha. Alrighty, so again, I don't have any sprints tonight. We'll be having sprints tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern for 5 hours. You know what? I'm thinking of having a theme tomorrow. I have so many cups of coffee like I do today that are very beautiful fall ones, but I just don't have time to show them all, so I might have a theme tomorrow of our autumn coffee cups. But we'll still have our critters at the end. Hope you have a good Friday. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and even watching later. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good weekend. If I don't see you on Sprints tomorrow, that says have a great weekend. Back at you, baby. Alrighty, and as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.